Oh, hello. This video will be a review of the Cute to Brute Secret Lair Commander deck. Me, I'm cute, and the review is the Brute. Many Magic the Gathering players ask the question, is it worth it to buy Secret Lair Commander deck from Cute to Brute? A complete 100-card, pre-constructed commander deck starring an unprecedented number of double-faced reprints, as well as a bombastic Vorthos design that prioritizes flavor as well as function. Unlike its predecessor, Heads I Win, Tails You Lose, From Cute to Brute does not appear to be based on a Wizard of the Coast designer's personal deck list, as was the case with Gavin Verhey's very own coin flip deck. Rather, Cute to Brute seems to be designed specifically for this secret lair, though the overall design might have been led by the legendary Ethan Fleischer. It is unfortunate that this second commander deck in the Secret Lair series did not continue the trend of putting a designer front and foremost, as there was a really cool appeal to getting a Gavin deck. And considering the absolutely amazing design work Ethan Fleischer has done over his career at Wizards of the Coast, it would have been really neat to have this build as an Ethan Fleischer deck. Imagine this series continuing with well-known Magic designers. Next time, maybe we'd get a deck designed by Mark Rosewater, or even luminaries in the Magic the Gathering community. Not doing Secret Lair Game Nights decks seems like money left on the table, though maybe I'd want to know that Ethan or Gavin took a look at the mana base on a Jimmy Wong commander deck. Now, before I go any further, one thing I must acknowledge is how Wizards of the Coast is approaching the selling and shipping of this deck. A repeat of the year-long wait that those who purchased Heads I Win, Tails You Lose went through would have been completely unacceptable. So, to guarantee such a scenario didn't happen again, Wizards of the Coast printed every copy of this deck beforehand. In fact, even though this was revealed for the very first time just a couple weeks ago, we already have our commander decks in hand if we ordered upon the reveal. I already got mine, even though I ordered it about a week and a half ago. But even though this is an amazing change and remedy to the year-long wait for the previous Secret Lair commander deck, there's a drawback to this as well. Namely, as far as I can tell, it's all gone. You can't get it as of today. I went to immediate work on this review, and by the time the review was ready to be posted, just a few weeks after they unleashed this secret lair, it's sold out, which is not what secret lairs are supposed to be. Unfortunately, I guess that this review, which will still be a deck and gameplay analysis, a financial analysis, and commentary, essentially needs to be called, Was It Worth It to Buy Cute to Brute? Because you either got it or you didn't. By their own words, quote unquote, this deck exists. It is ready. It is printed right now. It's too bad then that after pre-printing a large supply, which was a great idea, Wizards of the Coast didn't shift over to taking orders for a second wave to allow folks to continue to get this deck. People who maybe came to the Secret Lair announcement late. You maybe are only hearing about its existence for the first time in this video. Wouldn't it be great if you could just go over and pick up one, assuming it's a positive review? Stay tuned. For example, right now I'm holding a Kickstarter to help raise funds for Shuffle Up and Play Season 2 to allow us to do that season without having to stop for paid sponsor breaks during episodes, and I had a limited edition Kickstarter challenge coin for Tolarian Community College, and they sold out really fast, which is why I added an unlimited evergreen challenge coin. While different than the limited supply ones, this one featuring antique bronze and a green inlay, I felt it was important that anyone who wanted to get one of these special Shuffle Up challenge coins during the period of the Kickstarter, which is going on for the next several weeks, should be able to do so. So these are unlimited, even though there was a limited coin offered. And we're also offering unlimited token packs of the special TCC-themed campus tokens illustrated by the amazing Andre Garcia. So all of that is still available on our Kickstarter, which I'll link in this video's description, but this video isn't about that. If you want to see a full detailed video about the Shuffle Up and Play Kickstarter, you can check it out here. Let's talk about this commander deck. The next thing I must acknowledge before I begin an in-depth evaluation is that this deck has a price increase of 50% from the previous iteration of Heads I Win, Tails You Lose, which only cost $99 at release. From Cute to Brute, on the other hand, costs $149.99. Am I surprised that Wizards of the Coast took a successful, beloved product and exorbitantly hiked up the price of its next iteration? No, of course not. Do I think the double-sided theme, financial value, reprints, and gameplay of this deck warrant an extra $50 at checkout? Well, let's find out, shall we? So what exactly is Secret Lair Commander Deck From Cute to Brute? From Cute to Brute is a complete 100-card pre-constructed commander deck featuring 42 double-faced reprints, 53 single-faced reprints, and the crowning feature of the deck, 5 full-art foil cards embodying the quote-unquote Cute to Brute theme. These foil double-faced reprints have new artworks depicting adorable, endearing front faces and brutal, twisted back faces. The 5 foil cards are Asika, God of the Tree, who serves as the commander of the deck and thus can also be cast simply as the Prismatic Bridge, Archangel Avacyn, who transforms into Avacyn the Purifier, Bloodline Keeper, an old favorite of mine from original Innistrad days, who transforms into Lord of Lineage, Nicol Bolas the Adorable, Nicol Bolas the Ravager, who becomes Nicol Bolas the Arisen, and Westvale Abbey, which of course can be overtaken by the profane prince himself. The final goodies include 5 extra thick display cards of these 5 foils, as well as 15 double-sided tokens. Part 2. Price analysis and notable reprints. If you were to try and assemble From Cute to Brute on your own, ignoring edition and artwork and such and buying only the cheapest option for each card, it would still cost you a total of $283.17, which is about $130 above the cost of the Lair. This price includes all bulk, however. So what if we were to shed the extra weight? When buying all 52 non-bulk cards, in other words, cards greater than $1, at their cheapest printing, the deck would still cost, wow, $271.21. That actually means we only have $11.96 in bulk rares. Not bad, Wizards of the Coast, or possibly not bad, Ethan. I really wish they had put the lead designer as the spotlight of this. I do like to give compliments, you know. Moving on. What if we were to assemble this entire deck on our own, but include the 5 foils as actual foils? Well, then the total cost to us to put this together ourselves would be $336.35, with Nicol Bolas the Ravager inflating the price most egregiously at $55.66, which is the cheapest foil available. Unlike Heads I Win, Tails You Lose, which came with an impressive 50 foil cards, including 15 foil basics, From Cute to Brute is by no means a foil or even partially foiled deck. Ultimately, for each person, it is going to boil down to individual preference, whether or not the 42 double-faced cards are a worthy replacement to the bevy of foils we received in the previous Commander deck. My impression happens to be that paying an extra $50 to get 40 fewer foils sounds like a downgrade, at least on paper. Since we are on the topic of financial value, what better opportunity to talk about reprints? Coming only in their special full art foil treatments, the 2 most expensive cards in the deck are Asika, God of the Tree, and Nicol Bolas the Ravager, and their cheapest foil counterparts are $24.22 and $55.66 respectively. The offerings outside of these foils are nothing to scoff at either. This deck has 7 non-foil cards that cost $7 or more. Those include Jace, Vryn's Prodigy, the most expensive non-foil at $17.35, followed by Guardian Project, Gideon, Hero of Oh, no, wait, it's Kithion. No, wait, it really is Gideon. Valakut Awakening, Keenan, Bonder Prodigy, Nissa, Vastwood Seer, and Triplicate Titan. All solid reprints and effective playable cards in their own right. A few notable includes are receiving their first reprint ever with this deck too, including Bala Gad Recovery, Journey to Eternity, Dowsing Dagger, Treasure Map, and Valki, God of Lies. Wait a minute, that's not Valki at all. It's Tybalt, all of which ring up at over $4 a pop. There's also a lot of reprints that, while not having a high price tag, are still very impactful pieces in Commander. And I must shout out that this deck includes all 10 Kaldheim and Zendikar Pathway lands. Ranging from anywhere between $2 to $6, these lands enter untapped and let us decide which of 2 colors we need most when playing them. I'm impressed that all 10 of them are included here, and though I think most collectors will be buying this deck to play as is or possibly upgrade, for those who may strip it for parts, these lands certainly do go in any deck that produces their colors. When inspecting this deck list, at first glance, it may look as though one simply ham-fisted as many double-faced cards as they could find into one pile, presumably resulting in less than stellar gameplay experience. While there is the faintest hint of truth to that, there is also no doubt that this deck can function well despite its fervent dedication to flavor. A big part of this is having the Prismatic Bridge in the command zone, a card so useful and so powerful that often our goal right out of the gate is just to cast it as fast as possible. The unsung strength of this deck is that there is always something to do. There are so many activated abilities, triggered abilities, and game actions to take that it results in a slow but sure accumulation of game-winning value. In this way, Cute to Brute feels like the initiative and venture into the dungeon mechanics, but in deck form. With so many double-faced cards, playing this deck will often feel like completing various side missions. Kythian, Jace, Azur's Gateway, Treasure Map, and Thematic Compass are all early game casts that set us on side missions to see them transformed. How quickly can we reach the 7 lands necessary to transform Thematic Compass? Or how quickly can we get 3 landmark counters on our treasure map? The remaining foils in the 99 also epitomize the side mission-like gameplay. Bloodline Keeper wants us to create 5 vampires, Nicole Bolas demands a 7-mana sink, Avacyn looks to see a non-angel die, and Westfell Abbey's side mission is a sacrifice of 5 creatures. Accomplishing all of these missions will pay off to even greater effect if we can achieve the creature token sub-theme alongside their completion. Both Arlen Planeswalkers, Garruk Relentless, Tovalar's Huntmaster, and Triplicate Titan work to give us the creature tokens and board presence necessary to deal serious combat damage. The deck is necessarily also cushioned by a suite of reliable interaction and card draw spells. These include Pongify, Beast Within, Putrefy, and Utter End for interaction, with Guardian Project, Beast Whisperer, Harmonize, and Valakut Awakening for card draw. While Cute to Brute isn't reliably going to stand against a pod of extremely high power or competitive decks, it does perfectly suit the strong battlecruiser power level established by modern-day pre-constructed decks. Despite its smorgasbord appearance, the deck is capable of producing considerable value and game-winning states over time. Final conclusion, this deck would be outstanding both in terms of value and design if it had been sold for $99.99, just as Heads I Win, Tails You Lose was. But with a 50% price increase and a significant foil decrease, the double-faced cards and display cards simply don't compensate, especially when you factor in that the foil decrease was 45 cards in size. So we went up 50% in cost, but down 90% in terms of foil cards. I also feel a big drawback, for me anyway, is that the deck doesn't have the appeal of being designed by a Magic the Gathering rock star like Gavin, or Mark Rosewater, or Josh Lee Kwai, or Rachel Weeks. While it is possible that this was entirely Ethan Fleischer's baby, and again, Ethan is an incredible game designer, some of the best stuff in Magic the Gathering has come from him over the years, the fact that this was not marketed as such just leaves me looking at this as another Commander deck, this one with some cool artworks, as opposed to an Ethan Fleischer joint. So at the end of the day, the biggest selling point here is the financial value, which certainly isn't bad. I also have some strong feelings about the shipping of this item. While having to wait 1 year like we did last time is definitely excessive, I don't think it's a good solution to have this only be available until sold out, which was tantamount to less than 2 weeks. Fear of missing out should not be a selling point for Secret Lairs, Commander decks or otherwise. I like the very long window we have on Secret Lair drops currently, and I think that a Commander deck should have an equally long window. Grade here is a B+. If you enjoy decks with tons of game actions and multiple branching paths to choose from each time you play them, this may be the deck for you. Hope you picked it up while it was available. And I hope very much this video has been of some help to you. Remember, the Kickstarter for Season 2 of Shuffle Up and Play is still going on. We have added an evergreen coin. We have unlimited token packs. You can check out our Kickstarter or watch our video where I talk all about what it is that we're doing, why we're running it, and what you can get. That is linked in the description and hopefully up here, little buttons appearing. Look at the button somewhere. And I also really want to hear from you. What do you think of Cute 2 Brute, especially in comparison to Heads I Win, Tails You Lose? Are you happy that you got this deck so soon rather than waiting a year? Or would a longer wait have been worth it if you got a better deck that was better designed and more powerful? Let me know in the comments below. And even though this secret layer was not one you could buy at your local game store, I always urge you that when you are picking up singles, packs, and other gameplay accessories, when it is possible, when it is reasonable to do so, try and spend that money at your local game store because, yeah, it's where we sit down to play this great game, so you're supporting your Magic the Gathering community when you do. Welcome to Shuffle Up and Play. Today, our old favorite classic Commander decks. Cedric Phillips, Patrick Sullivan.
My name is Sam.
I'm Shiva Bhatt.
I am Andamanguchi.
I'm Louis Stardust.
So all these are exiled, and I can play them until the end of my next turn.
Sacrifice 4 of these to do 4 damage to Feather.
Oh my.
Popper, CEDH, and we have 2 legacy decks. Reading the Burnished Heart explains the Burnished Heart.
Wow!
Moms play counter spells. I'm going to play Bird's Paradise first time. Okay.
We have
I want
Phoenix,
the red one.
Winota.
I want the red one.
Marcus, Cosmonaut Variety Hour.
I'm Spice Hate Rack. I'm being held against my will.
Well, I'm Sam. I run the YouTube channel Ristic Studies.
What is this?
The season finale of Shuffle Up and Play.